All right, we're ready for chapter 4. So from chapter 3, you know that there's some bones missing from that dinosaur. So there is a crime being committed. Who do you think is taking those bones, and why do you think they took them? So who do you think in the story is committing this crime? And how do they decide to investigate and find out who the missing bones are from? Who's doing this? So how do they decide to investigate this? And what is the cliffhanger at the end of this chapter? A cliffhanger is something that happens at part of a story that leaves you hanging, just like the word cliffhanger. It leaves you hanging and you're wondering, what is going to happen next? Chapter 4. Cam looked at her watch. It was 2:30. Come on, Eric, she said, it's time to go. Eric put the postcards and whistles in his pocket, and they went to meet the class in the lobby. Ms. Benson asked the class to line up. Then she led them to the school bus. On the bus, Cam and Eric talked about the missing dinosaur bones. Why would anyone want them? Eric asked. And how could anyone steal the bones? Cam added. The skeleton is wired together. In the time it would take to unhook a bone, I'm sure someone would walk by and see what they were doing. The bus stopped in the school parking lot. Mrs. Benson stood up. It's after 3 o'clock, she said, so you may all go home. It was a warm spring day. Cam and Eric had ridden their bicycles to school that morning. They went to the rack behind the school to get their bicycles. As Cam unlocked her bicycle, she said, the bones can't be taken when the museum is open. There are too many people around then, and too many guards. It must be done after the museum closes. Let's go back there. Maybe we can find out what's going on. But the museum closes early today, Eric said. We won't have any time to look around. Cam put rubber bands over the cuffs of her pants to keep them from getting caught in her bicycle as she rode. All we have to look for is a place to hide, Cam said. We don't have to be home until 6 today. We can stay in the dinosaur room after the museum closes and watch and see what happens. Cam was already on her bicycle. She started to ride away before Eric could tell her he didn't want to hide in the museum. Eric got on his bicycle. He pedaled hard, but he couldn't catch up with Cam. By the time he locked his bicycle in front of the museum, Cam was halfway up the steps. He caught up with her in the dinosaur room. A bell sounded. The museum closes in 5 minutes, a guard called out. Let's leave now, Eric said, or we'll be locked inside. Do you think Eric really wants to do what Cam is doing right now? No, I don't think so. Cam crawled under a glass case filled with photographs. Eric followed her. Cam whispered to Eric, you can leave if you want to, but I'm staying. The bell sounded again. From their hiding place, Cam and Eric could see only the bottoms of the other exhibit cases and the feet of the dinosaur skeletons. A few people walked past the glass case, but all Cam and Eric could see were their legs. Then it was quiet. We did it, Cam said. It was quiet for a while, but soon Cam and Eric heard footsteps. A man was walking from one case to the next. He stopped at Cam and Eric's case. Then he bent down and looked straight at Cam and Eric. All right, you know what the cliffhanger is. The cliffhanger is how does the end of the chapter leave you feeling, oh no, what's going to happen? That's right, the guard walked in, and what's going to happen to Cam and Eric if a guard sees that they are hiding? So we'll find out next chapter what happens. It leaves us wanting to read the next chapter, doesn't it? The writer of this story, David Elder, does a great job in Cam Jansen's stories to leave you hanging and want you to keep reading. So I don't mind if you go ahead and read on. How did they decide to investigate? Well, they decided to go into the museum at closing time and find a place to hide. And who do you think they suspect is committing this crime? They don't tell us for sure, but they do tell us that they think it's somebody doing something after the museum closes. So they think it's somebody who maybe works there. All right, boys and girls, next chapter's chapter 5. I know you're going to want to keep reading because it left us with a cliffhanger. You can keep reading if you want to, but I'll be back tomorrow and we'll read 5 together. All right.